Okay, so atrocities in Gaza Strip is pursuing. People, everyone know that atrocity in Gaza Strip is pursuing. Till some time back, we saw atrocity on Indian women in Yemen. Okay, wherever atrocity happens on innocent people, then people stand. This is the humanity, and this has always happened in the past also. If there is atrocity on innocent people, then people stand. What has been done for the Gaza Strip people? Daily 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people are dying in Gaza Strip on daily basis. Okay, first of all, Gaza Strip that is part of Israel right now. Israel is a country which comprises more or less three sections. One is Gaza Strip, one is Israel, and one is West Bank. Three parts all are controlled by Israel only. 1945 earlier, this part was called Palestine, and 1945 there was a war between someone can say United Kingdom and Palestine, and United Kingdom won the war, and then they formed a country called Israel out there, and Palestinian people they were chased from there, and they settled in two sides of the Palestine. One is eastern side and one is western side. Eastern side along the river of Jordan, and that is called West Bank of River Jordan. That is eastern part of the Palestine, and western part that is Gaza Strip, a narrow strip along the Mediterranean Sea. There also people assembled. 1967 there was a war again between the Palestine and the Israel, and Israel won the war, and more or less Israel had complete capture over the Palestine. Okay, after that, people started saying that Israel is more or less Palestinians are in captivity of Israel country now. I mean, they are not free now. Palestinians from the West Bank they cannot enter into Israel, or means Palestinians who are living in Gaza Strip they cannot enter into Israel. They cannot go to West. They have to take a special permission for that. This is something called one atrocity. Second atrocity started when the Hamas group they represent the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip in on October 7, 2023 they fired more than 1,000 missiles over Israeli people and they killed more than 1,200 people. After that, Israel they, rather than attacking on the Hamas fighter, Israeli they started dropping bomb and missile over the innocent Palestinian people in Gaza Strip. Okay, in that fashion, till now around 60,000 people, in less than 2 years, 60,000 people have been killed by the Israeli army. Day by day, situation is becoming grim only. Not only that, Gaza Strip is completely enclosed by Israeli forces. Completely. Then there are around 2.1 million people are living there now. Earlier there were 2.3 million people or something like that. Now 2.1 people density is very high. 2.1 million people are living in the Gaza Strip area. 2.1 million people. Okay, now when it is completely enclosed by the Israeli forces, there is not possible to have it is war-ridden country now. Means for around 2 years, there is a missile bombing and from the fighter jet bombing is happening. And people are dying out there. Now there is a heavy scarcity of food and humanitarian aid, like medical aid, food and water and those kind of things. Anyway, for some time there was a measure of relief when there was a ceasefire in the Donald Trump oath ceremony time of frame. But after that, Israeli forces they have completely surrounded it, and they are stopping humanitarian aid to enter into Gaza Strip. Means food people are also not getting. There are United Nations humanitarian UNICEF is there, United Nations humanitarian aid is there from other countries also. Red Cross, other countries also humanitarian aid trucks are waiting outside with the milk bottle and everything. They are waiting outside, but they cannot enter. Only GHF, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, that is one Delaware America-based company. Only they can distribute humanitarian aid there. That's it. Now, wherever they make the stall to distribute the food or whatever, then there are thousands of people they run to get the food, and then there is a kind of mob kind of situation or a big crowd kind of situation, and then Israeli forces to disperse the crowd, they are firing on the people. They are not allowing another humanitarian aid to enter into Gaza Strip so that they can distribute the food easily. There is no scarcity of food. A scarcity is in terms of mind of the Israeli Prime Minister. Means they more or less people can think that they are making crowd to appear at one place and then they are hitting with a bullet. Daily 20, 30 people are dying. People are going to collect the food from the stall of the DHF. There is no guarantee that they will come back. This is going on for the past 3 months or 4 month time frame. There are many measures that have started. Honorable President of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, he started a move. He went to Indonesia also and met President Prabowo, or Prime Minister of Indonesia. He has started making a group that they can sanction the Israel against this activity. Not only that, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, he brought a resolution in United Nations where the where 5 permanent members are there and 10 non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council is there. He brought a resolution there so that they can sanction the Israel and humanitarian aid can start in the Gaza Strip. No one is able to see people dying there because of the bullet. Hungry people are dying because of the bullet. But Donald Trump, President of the United States, he used his veto power to vote against this resolution. Now is a kind of everything shattered. Now there is a new ray of hope is appearing. There is something called Hague Group. Hague is a place in Netherlands. Netherlands or Belgium, I'm not sure. I believe Netherlands. There is a place called Hague. And Hague, 9 countries in January, they met in the Hague and they formed a group called Hague Group. 9 countries, I will read it out who are the 9 countries. And Hague, Hague group of countries, now they are 30 countries or so, more than that. Now these countries, they have assembled on the 15th and 16th of the July, day before yesterday in Bogota, that is capital of Colombia in Southern America. There is a new group that group has arrived, and that is called Hague Group. 32 countries or 30 countries they assembled there, and that was led by United Nations representative, Madam Albanese. She is representing this Hague Group, and she is from United Nations. And the main idea of the Hague Group convention that went there to place sanction on the Israel so that humanitarian aid can start in the Gaza Strip. No one is able to see Gaza Strip. People are dying of the hunger. That is one thing. Second thing is they are dying of the Israeli forces bullets. Hungry people, they are running to collect the food and then they are dying out of the bullet. They are not allowed to work, nothing but day and night they are thinking about their death only. This is the present situation in Gaza Strip. So one ray of hope has come in the name of 30 countries called a Hague Group of countries, and this country had a meeting or summit in the Bogota. The main idea here is that as per the ICJ, International Court of Justice, that has announced its verdict in 2024. And what is the verdict is that they are cancelling the 1967 Israel taking over Gaza Strip and West Bank. Forcibly, Israel took control of West Bank and Gaza Strip. Now, ICJ has given a clear order that Palestine has to relinquish, has to leave Gaza Strip and West Bank. Gaza Strip and West Bank will be led by Palestinian people only. That will be a separate country. Whereas middle part Israel will be separate country. Israel has no right to control the Gaza Strip and Palestine. This is what ICJ has given a clear verdict in 2024. Now these people are making a kind of referendum, or they are trying to make a big force that Israel will be forced to leave the Gaza West Bank and Gaza Strip in favor of a new Palestine country. At least that much should be given to them. At least the situation that was prior to 1967, that can be brought into effect. That is the concept. There is another concept called ICC, International Criminal Court. International Criminal Court has issued non-bailable warrant against Benjamin Netanyahu. and his, I believe, defense minister or someone, that wherever Benjamin Netanyahu, if he lands in the in if he lands in the ICC supported country, there are many countries who support International Criminal Court. If he lands there, then he can be captured immediately. So the idea is that how we can make the kind of capturing of or arrestation of the Benjamin Netanyahu as per the ICC code, that is also in Netherlands somewhere. So these are the matters that discussed in the Bogota, Colombia. This is something that is coming as a new light, new ray of hope. Anyway, I have something in written about this summit or convention. Okay, what is this summit and convention that happened in Bogota? 30 countries they met. So 9 countries they formed a group of a kind of Hague Group, and those out of them 8 countries list I have: Bolivia, Colombia, Cuba, Honduras, Malaysia, Namibia, Senegal, and South Africa. These are the country. In January they met in kind of in Hague, and they formed the Hague Group. There are other countries who are part of this. I'll read it out. But anyway, there is one Madam Francisa Albanese. She is from Italy, I believe, and she is leading the United Nations in the summit that happened day before yesterday and yesterday in Bogota, Colombia. Okay, what they want? They want that kind of they want to coordinate the legal and diplomatic action. Okay, action amid fears over the breakdown of international law. International law are being broken down in Gaza Strip. So that will not work. This is what they are saying. Okay, arrest warrant have been issued to the Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister Wao Gallant. Gallant. So by the International Criminal Court, arrest warrant. So countries who are part of International Criminal Court, they have to work towards the capturing these people. These are terrorists now, as per the International Criminal Court. They have committed crime anyway. ICJ, International Court of Justice, in July 2024, it has given clear decision that Israel immediately cease all new settlement activity in Gaza Strip and West Bank and east of Jerusalem. These are part of Palestine. So Israel should come away from this and recognize this as a country as Palestine, and so that Israeli settlement of the Jew people or whoever in this area will not work. Anyway, okay, so these are the kind of UN special rapporteur. Rapporteur, she is called rapporteur, Madam Francisa Albanese, on the situation of the humanitarian rights in the Palestine territory occupied since 1967. So since 1967, war happened between Palestine and Israel, where complete older Palestine become part of Israel, West Bank and Gaza Strip. Now it should come to prior to 1967 situation, and it should be in that fashion anyway. Now, what is the aim of Francisa Albanese, who is the UN Special Rapporteur? The world would, okay, the world will remember what we states and individuals did in this moment, whether we required in fear or rose in defense of human dignity, whether we required in fear or rose in defense of human dignity. Here in Bogota, a group of number of states have the opportunity to break the silence and revert to the to a to a path of legality by finally saying enough is enough impunity. So I'll read it. So in the latter section, she is saying here in Bogota, a group of states here, a group of states have the opportunity to break the silence. The group what we have formed 30 country or 32 country, we have opportunity now to break the silence. okay, in Bogota, and revert to a path of legality. To path of legality means whatever Israel is doing, it is part of illegality. That is illegal. Uh, to to revert to a path of legality by finally saying enough, enough. Impunity. Impunity means Israeli forces, the way they are working, like they don't have any fear. They can do whatever. They do not have any fear, any control from anyone. So enough impunity. Okay, enough empty rhetoric. Whatever rhetoric they are making, that we will bring peace, and so enough rhetoric also. Enough exception enough exceptionalism. This is called exceptionalism, where the way people are being treated, this is enough exceptionalism. This is matter of exception. Enough exceptionalism, enough complicity. The time has come to act in pursuit of justice and peace, grounded in right and freedom for all, and not mere the privileges for some at the expense of the annihilation of others. Okay, I'll read it. It is, and peace grounded in right and freedom for all, and not mere privileges for some at the expense of annihilation of others. Privileges for whom? Israeli privileges, United States. These are privileged people right now. These are privileges on the expense of annihilation. They are killing, making genocide in Gaza Strip, and because of this genocide, they are trying to show that they are privileged people. So this will not work now. This is very clearly she is saying. Peace and grounded in rights and freedom. The time has come to act in pursuit of justice and peace, grounded in rights and freedom for all, and not mere privileges for some at the expense of the annihilation of others. Okay, this means to kill someone to raise your personality. We are killing means we are very great people. So these will not work, and two things that is for sure she wants. One thing, as per the International Criminal Code, this Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister must be arrested. If they go any country where it is supported by ICC, then that country must capture this, must arrest these people. Second thing is with the International Court of Justice, July 2024 verdict has come that Israel must relinquish the West Bank and Gaza Strip so that peace can be brought in that region. Because of that, Israeli has captured the whatever the Palestinian piece of land is there. Otherwise, Palestine was itself a country prior to 1945. Still, it is okay. Whatever the Palestinian people were living as a country in Gaza Strip and West Bank, that should come to that situation that was there between 1945 and 1967. This ICJ, International Court of Justice, has given the verdict. So there is no point in killing 60,000 people in Gaza Strip, because this will be considered as you have attacked on different country. This will be a matter of United Nations Security Council. So this is a new ray of hope that has arisen, and because of Madam Francisa Albanese, let's see how much it will be effective. That is the question now. How much people around the world they will take her seriously. Other country in this Hague Group is Algeria, Botswana, Brazil, China, Djibouti, Indonesia, Iraq, Ireland, Lebanese Republic, Republic, I believe it will be Lebanon. Libya, United Mexican State, I believe it will be Mexico. Nicaragua, Norway, Oman, Pakistan, Palestine, Portugal, Qatar, Slovenia, Spain, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Turkey, Uruguay, and Venezuela. India is not there. India is always with the US and Israel because a lot of money comes from there. Anyway, we are hopeful that whatever Francisa Albanese madam from the United Nations reporter, whatever the group she is representing now, this is the third group that is appearing now. After NATO and BRICS nation, this is the third group called Hague Group. Is somehow it is surfacing now. This group should be prominent, powerful, and more powerful than NATO and BRICS nation because they could not do much into that. And she could bring peace in the Gaza Strip. She represents ICC also, and she represents ICJ also around the globe where she is going. All power to her now, and we are expecting that very soon she would bring the peace and humanity in Gaza Strip.